Hey guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Watches TV, where I watch all the TV shows, and then I come over here and I talk about the TV shows, and then we just have a conversation about TV shows, because I love to talk about TV shows. I love to talk about true crime shows, documentaries. I love to talk about reality TV. I love to talk about trending shows that just came out on Apple and Netflix. And today we're going to talk about a show that just came out on Prime, because I'm really, really excited about the show. I have not shut up telling people about this show. I'm telling everybody they have to watch this show. And I didn't even know about this show until like 3 days ago. So let me tell you what happened, because I talked about TV shows to all of my friends. So my best friend, Tanya Jane, and I, we talked several times a day. And the other day, I don't even remember what show. Oh, I had finished Escape at Dan Mora, which I'm still going to do my reaction to over here probably tomorrow or Thursday. So I had just finished Escape at Dan Mora, and I was like looking for a new show to watch. And so I went inside and I was like flipping through like my list. I have a list of all these shows that I want to binge, and I was like flipping through it. And I was like, oh, Tanya said The Veil on Hulu was really, really good with the gal that is in The Handmaid's Tale. And I liked her in Shining Girls, and so I was like, okay, well, I don't remember, Elizabeth, whatever her name is. But anyway, I was like, okay, well, I like her a lot. And I like her a lot. And so I was like, I'm going to watch The Veil. So I started watching The Veil on Hulu. I was so confused, and 10 minutes in, she's a spy, and they arrest somebody, and then she's in Istanbul, and I'm very confused about the show. And I'm 10 minutes in, and I'm kind of like this, watching it. Like, I don't know if I think this is... I wanted kind of like... I wanted like a good thriller that you just like can't stop watching. I told Tanya that like a couple days before that. I was like, I want like a Mayor of Easttown. Did you ever watch that show? Oh, that show was so good. I wanted like a Mayor of Easttown or something like that. Like something you could not stop watching, right? So I'm like 10 minutes into it, and my friend Tanya Jean calls me, right? And so I'm like, hello? And she goes, what do you do? And I said, I'm watching this show. I just got started watching the show. Just got started. That's Indiana right there for you. I said, just got started watching the show that you told me to watch that you said was so good. Because when I talked to her, she was like on episode 2. And she goes, oh my God, this show is so good. The Veil is so good. And she goes, what show are you watching? And I go, The Veil. You told me it was so good. She goes, oh, that show's no good. I go, what? She goes, that show's junk. Don't watch that show. You're not going to like it. I go, it's not any good. You told me it was so good. She goes, what episode was I on when I told you it was so good? And I said, I think like episode 2 or something like that. She goes, oh wait, it's horrible. That show's horrible. Just stop it right now. I go, okay. I go, well, Tanya, I don't know what to watch. I said, I have all this list. I've got Yellowstone, Grey's Anatomy, but I don't want to watch 18 seasons of something right now, or 5 for Yellowstone. I said, I want to watch a one and done. I want to watch one season and get into it. She goes, have you watched Cross yet? And I said, I haven't even heard of it. What is it? And she goes, Cross, like Alex Cross. And I'm like, bling, 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 bling. Okay, now I've told this story so many times, but I'm going to tell it over here. Okay, back in the day, I used to read all the James Patterson books, okay? In my haul, I just showed how I bought this James Patterson book because I was talking about it on my vlog. I actually bought 2 James Patterson books because I was talking about it on my vlog. I vlog every single day, for those of you that, it's like a podcast. Anyway. And I was telling this story about Tanya Jean and I and how I used to read all the James Patterson books. So what we would do, so I've been sober for 29 years and, 11 months now. So December 17th of 1994 is my sobriety birthday. If I should make it to December 17th of this year, I'll have been sober 30 years, but we don't borrow time in recovery. But back in the day, when Tanya and I first became friends, okay, she and I would, after our meeting on Tuesday nights, our home group meeting, we would go to the grocery store and we get like snacks and stuff, and then the new James Patterson book would come out. Now, he releases books about every 2 weeks, so it would be easy, because if you've ever read James Patterson, you know, he releases books about every 2 to 3 weeks. But anyway, I mean, that might be a little exaggeration, maybe 4 weeks, every 4 weeks, but anyway. And I love the covers. The covers, I mean, all the James Patterson covers look exactly the same, and I loved them. Well, I had started reading James Patterson because I've always loved thrillers way back in the day when he wrote Kiss the Girls. And I think they're out of order. Like, I think Along Came a Spider comes first and then Kiss the Girls, but I read Kiss the Girls and then Along Came a Spider, okay? Those are the very first Alex Cross books ever. And they were about Alex Cross, who's this detective that lives in Washington, D.C., and his wife has been shot and all this kind of stuff. That's how the whole series starts, okay? And Kiss the Girls and Along Came a Spider are like, oh, chef's kiss, unbelievable thrillers. Scary. I can still, to this day, remember reading Kiss the Girls, and I was terrified, okay? But then I think there was one called Roses Are Red or something like that. About 4 books in, they get real cheesy. And now all the James Patterson books are like 91 chapters, and they're bad. They're just bad. But I kind of miss them sometimes. I do, because each of their chapters is like 3 pages. I just showed it in my book in my other video. They're like 3, and they're real easy to just tear through, but they're superficial and cheesy, but they're kind of fun just to tear through. And I miss them. I miss them so much. That's why I ordered the books. So the other night, Tanya said to me, you got to watch this show. It's about Alex Cross, the detective James Patterson. Now, they've tried to do these James Patterson shows a couple of times. I mean, I probably read his first 30 books, okay? I mean, literally every time they came out, I read one. At that time, I was reading everything that Dean Koontz put out, everything that David Baldacci put out, and James Patterson. John Grisham, too. And so I read like his first 40 books or something like that, okay? Used to collect them and everything like that. My one friend that passed away, he collected every single book that James Patterson ever wrote. I don't think I've read his first one, like Black Sunday and something Machete Club, the Midnight Club or something like that. I haven't read those. I should probably go back and read those, because his first books are really, really good. And actually, a couple years ago, I read The President is Missing, and James Patterson, every book he writes with somebody now, okay? Because he don't really write the books. They're all just formulated books, you know. Anyway, look into what James, oh, my Lord, I almost said James Charles. James Patterson is today. Just go in and look at all that, okay? But anyway, a couple years ago, he wrote this book called The President is Missing with Bill Clinton. It was actually really, really good. It was kind of like a return to his old days of writing. And he wrote a book with Dolly Parton, but I have it on my Audible, but I haven't read it. So anyway, they made a movie years ago. I think Ashley Judd is in it, and Morgan Freeman played Alex Cross. Well, Alex Cross in the book, okay, had 2 young kids, and his wife had died like right before the book starts. She'd been killed, right? Like that's kind of like goes through the entire series of the books. And so Morgan Freeman, he was a little bit older to be playing Alex Cross, okay, and Kiss the Girls, even 20 years ago. I was kind of like, I don't know, I love Morgan Freeman. I'm a huge Morgan Freeman fan, right? But I just was kind of like, this is not what I imagined Alex Cross to be like, right? So Tanya's telling me about this show, and I'm like, I'm not really sure that I'm down to watch another James Patterson. It's going to be bad. She goes, no, it's so good. She goes, I have 1 episode left. She's like, I binge watched the entire thing. She's like, it is so good. I go, Tanya Jean, seriously? Because now you're telling me The Veil is no good, and you told me it was good. She goes, no, I'm telling you right now. Cross is the show to binge right now. It is the thriller to binge right now. It is so good. I'm like, okay. So I start it, right? Oh. Chef's Kiss. This is the best thriller to binge right now. 8 episodes. I watched like the first 2 episodes, and then I watched the rest of them last night. I think I watched it over 2 or 3 days. I can't remember. But I watched the last 3 episodes last night. There are so many twists and turns in this show. And so what it does is, it kind of combines the early days of Alex Cross, like what you know about him. Like he's living with his grandmother. He's got 2 kids. They actually show, this is not ruining anything, this is at the very beginning, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. They show it at the very beginning, his wife getting, like, she gets killed. They show that at the beginning of the series, right? And that's a huge part of the series, of, like, the first season. It's been out since the 14th. What is today, the 19th? It's been out for 5 days. It already got renewed for a second season. That's how good it is. The guy that plays Alex Cross in here, let me see, does it have the actors up here? Aldous Hodge is fantastic, okay? I mean, not hard on the eyes either. I mean, the man is unbelievably good looking. But he is so good. He is like everything I always imagined Alex Cross to be. And then Alex Cross plays, or lives with his grandmother, and then, because his wife has passed away, and then he's got 2 little kids, and the kids are how I remember the early books being, but it doesn't take place 20 years ago. It takes place in today's time. And so they've modernized it. And I don't remember the books that well. I know that this is not the Kiss the Girl book. I know this. Okay, so they're trying to catch a serial killer, all right? It is so... I don't even want to get into what it is. But if you're somebody that likes true crime and you also like thrillers, I'm telling you, this is the show to binge, okay? He brings in serial killers into the show. Like, there is reference to... Eileen Wuornos is a huge part of it. The DC shoot. I mean, there's so many like famous serial killers that people have like made huge documentaries about for years. Ted Bundy is one of them. But what's so weird about it is, okay, that I live in Indiana, and actually on my drama channel, I've made quite a few videos about the Herb Baumeister case at Fox Hollow Farms. I even went, my most viewed vlog ever is when my friends and I, we did a paranormal investigation at Fox Hollow Farms. There's not a lot of people that cover Herb Baumeister, who was called the Westfield Strangler, and he was the I-70 killer and things like that. He is in this series, okay? It is so unbelievably well done. It is so action-packed. Each episode kind of leaves on a cliffhanger, so you can't wait to watch the next one. And I will tell you this, okay? If you watch the series, watch the series, but then when the credits roll, wait and watch like the next 3 minutes, because it leads into what's going to happen in the next season. But it does end conclusively. So it does end conclusively. So if you just want to watch this season and you don't want to watch the next season, you don't have to wait for it. The whole thing is wrapped up by the end of season 1. But then after, and I kind of like how they did this, after the credits, they show like 3 minutes of something that has to do with this story, but is going to lead into the next season. I am so ready for the next season. I'm telling you guys right now, okay? I binge watch these series all the time, okay? The Harlan Coben ones, I like fell down a rabbit hole. This is so good. I cannot believe that more people are not talking about it. It's on Amazon Prime. It is fantastic. It's called Cross. It's 8 episodes, and it just came out last week. Go watch it if you have Amazon Prime. I'm telling you right now, it is the show to binge watch right now. Anyway, I'm not going to give any spoilers away other than that. There's a lot of romance in it too. There's some romance. There's great music in it. The actress that plays Ronnie from Schitt's Creek is in it. She's fantastic. The guy that plays who they're trying to take down, the serial killer, is fantastic. I mean, it is so well casted. But it also has, if you read the Alex Cross books from James Patterson, it has so many elements of the early days and of the James Patterson books, but then weaves it together with this like nuance of making it new, and it's so fantastically done. I'm just blown away. I mean, if it had 5 seasons out, I would binge watch 5 seasons. It is that good. So anyway, let me know if you've watched it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.